keep it 1 for 100. My man keep it 1 for 100. My ladies keep it 1 for 100. My peoples keep it 1 for 100.
100.
Welcome to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday State Championship. Close up Saturday, and we shooting on Sunday. We got one game left. You'll have Millwood taking on Washington, repeat from last year. Millwood.
When is that game?
That's going to be next Saturday. We can go catch that one, too.
I want to see Millwood live. I want to see those tight ends, too.
I tell you, though, Kiefer, you looking at it, man. I'm watching the game driving home from the El Reno, basketball game versus Carl Albert. Congratulations to Carl Albert's boys. Coach Price gets the win. Carl Albert's girls get beat up by Jennifer Douglas. She said, "You're not going to come up in El Reno and beat me. We're going to take care of business." Sent the Lady Titans home. Coach Richie got a little work to do. He understand that. But, hey, it'll get taken care of. But, first of all, Kiefer said, hey, you guys might have a D1 commit. We're going to kick it to him. We're going to test him. You know who that is, Biggie, don't you?
What's that?
The kicker. I mean, the guy that took the ball back from Millwood.
Oh,
So
Jaden
time
Nickens,
out.
yeah.
So what was the time on the clock?
There was 9 seconds left.
12 seconds, I believe.
12, 9, 12, all the same.
And they kicked it deep.
They kicked it to who? What's his name?
Jaden Nickens.
Jaden Nickens, the outstanding basketball player, defensive receiver for Millwood. This kid's a top-notch player. And guess Kiefer
Committed
said,
to OU.
Committed to OU. Got one more year. He's a junior. He got about one more year at Millwood. But they said, Kiefer said, we're going to kick it to you, Jaden. We're going to see how really good are you. Are you really a D1? Because we ain't got one D1 guy on our team. I only think they had one color person on their team.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm just saying, anybody could maybe even try to catch him. And they kicked it to him. And
Hey,
he
they
ran.
got some fast white cats out there.
Man, he ran right by those guys like they were sitting in
I
quicksand.
didn't say Kiefer had some. Like,
I'm just telling you, well, if I'm Kiefer, I'll probably do a better job kicking the ball out of bounds. And he ran it right by him.
well, does the Millwood have a good field goal kicker?
I don't know. I mean,
So
it's
that's
kind of
the
like
coaches.
Jones.
That's the coach's fault.
Jones lost a tough game to Washington, 35-36, because Jones don't kick extra points. Jones go for 2. Coach
Sounds like-
Corbin.
Sound like somebody else I know.
But, folks, I got to get a good laugh, though. So, last night I'm sitting on the couch.
What's-
Good buddy of mine, you play ball with Sean Norman.
Right.
He sends me a text last night. And he has me, Corbin, and Hessman on the text. And I'm like, what's going on?
Who's Hessman?
Hessman, he's the
Athletic director at Choctaw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Corbin's the assistant athletic director. So Sean used to go to Choctaw.
Okay.
Was a hell of a baseball player. Signed to go play baseball. Started on the offensive line for Carl Albert for the last 2 years. Might have been there 3 years. I think he left Choctaw after his freshman year.
So he was smart.
He packed his bags and took it to 15th and Post.
Oh.
So Sean's fired up, man. He's fired up at Coach Jones because he said Coach Jones flexed on him. He's fired up. He said, I was quiet all week, Tony. I was quiet all week.
Coach Jones flexed on who?
Remember when Coach Jones scored the touchdown and he walked out to the 40 and he said,
Oh.
he
Okay.
did the incredible hall.
But he didn't flex on Norman. He flexed on Carl Albert.
He flexed on Carl Albert. But
Right, right.
Carl Albert parents.
Right.
It's-
Sensitive parents.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, Carl Albert's kind of like another Bishop McGinnis, Cassidy. Private school, but public.
I guess.
Yeah.
If you change the fist line every year.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But, we'll get to that too. But Sean sends a picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says, this is what a gold ball looks like if you haven't seen one. And, because I guess Corbin and Hessman had pissed him off at one point in time. They try to hold this kid back from being eligible to play for Carl Albert. Waited to the last minute.
Hold on. So Corbin, Choctaw, out of all people, gonna try to stop someone from going to another school?
I think that's what happened.
But they have kids driving in from 30, 45 minutes away.
Hey, man, I can't. I mean, those two guys are the athletic director. That's something you have to take up with them.
I ain't gotta take up with nothing.
If you want to have them on the show, I'm glad to give them a call one day and said, hey, would you like to be on Keep It 100?
I would like somebody to explain that out of all people to stop somebody from going to a different school.
But I think Sean probably got the last laugh because he sent him a picture of him and his son
With the gold ball?
with the gold ball.
Would have been nice if you had a cigar in his mouth.
It would have been nice. But, being high school, you probably
Well, you
can't.
had to light it.
Yeah, he could have had it. That'd have been good.
So you
Gundy's
need to
boy
have-
had one lit last year when he won it.
But he's probably 18, 19.
That's Guthrie though. They different.
No, he's at Gundy
Oh, Gundy. I thought you
Yeah.
said Guthrie.
after he beat.
Oh, he
Choctaw.
different too.
Yeah, so you can do what you want to do. But like I said, congratulations to all the teams that won it. But Kiefer, I'm really upset at you guys and for kicking it to him. Jay Nix is an outstanding player. Have you not seen the kid? He's played with Bronny James, so the kid's just a hell of an athlete.
Apparently, they didn't know who he was.
They probably did, but they probably know who he is now.
They do. They know.
The mom and dads and everybody else was like,
They were like, "Why'd you onside kick? I mean, why did you kick it so deep?"
onside kick?
Oh, who onside kick?
Oh, that was in that other game.
Oh, so much football this week. I forgot what game.
Yeah,
it was.
you're about 15. You onside kick. I
Oh.
thought you only did that when you onside kick when you're only down by.
I don't know.
How do you do it, E? How do you do it? You onside kick when?
Onside kick.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even talk to me about that.
He's still upset about that. But like I said, congratulations to all the teams that won it. The one state. We're going to go get the start. It's not going to be a very long show. We're supposed to get high school girls basketball jumped off. Coach Smith, I said Coach K. Katie Smith couldn't come on today. Her team is doing something with Salvation Army. So good job, ladies, out there doing that little side work. But we'll try to catch them next week, and I get deeper into high school girls and boys basketball. We might go over a couple scores at the end of the show. Talk about some teams that's getting it going. But like I said, we're gonna talk college football because E's over here pissed off at the world. He's mad at everybody. So if he looks grumpy, that's why, because his OU is not playing on New Year's Day. They're playing right after Christmas. So they're gonna open their gifts and they're gonna get on a plane and drive to San Antonio. They ain't gonna get the fly. They're gonna have to drive the
They
big
gonna drive the big bus. Huh?
the big bus. But real quick, E, you'd have been in heaven
Don't get-
yesterday if you'd have came to the game. You had
Man,
Venables. you had,
I'm sad that I couldn't go.
They
I
had
tried to
the
get
whole
off work.
staff
They wouldn't
down.
let me.
you could have took pictures with Venables and Finley and Seth and then DeMarco Murray coming here look like he's the coolest cat in town.
That beard was clean though.
Yeah, I mean DeMarco he's a different breed of his own. What was the other little short coach?
The DB coach.
DB coach. Oh no, he's coaching DBs. He's only 2'2".
Hey.
So everybody you recruit should be short.
No,
I'm just saying.
Is Valai that short? I've never
He's
seen him
short.
in person.
he probably about 5.
He's about 5'2".
Oh.
No, he ain't that short.
Oh, 5'4".
But he's stocky though, isn't he? Like he's pretty.
He-
He's like short.
He
but
might
You
be
know,
like Gabe. He, like Gabe's built.
Yeah. I tell you this though, Seth Luttrell, man, you can tell he one of them clean cats. Them boots he had on.
Them boots was clean.
Boots
Them
was
were
clean.
nice.
Seth said, "Hey, I might be coming to check out my high school players from Carl Albert U. That's what it should be called, Carl Albert /OU, because the Carl Albert boys that's going to OU put on a show yesterday. Not take that from my man Coach Jones, because congratulations him getting there. You just kind of saw the blueprint. Carl Albert kind of changed a lot of things around.
I said it last week. What they
said
was
it
gonna
loud. What did he say?
I got receipts.
Got receipts.
I said last week what they was gonna do.
I just tell you, man.
Word for word.
Coach Jones done a great job, with this team this year. You can't take back, but it's hard to beat a team that's won 17 gold balls and still got a lot of them coaches on that staff.
They
That's
got like
part
30.
of them gold balls.
They got 30 coaches.
Yeah. So, but hey, they do a good job. You can't knock them. You
Right.
know, you can't knock Kyle Albert. People can hate on him, talk about him.
You think this is the best Carl Albert team that's won it?
I mean, this is the first team I think that's probably went undefeated though. You know, in the last 10 years I know Coach Rose has won some games being
I
5
think
and
'cause
5.
they got a true quarterback. They
But
usually just have an
Spirit,
athlete.
hey, gotta give Spirit some love too though.
Right.
Spirit can go. The boy got a little bit of wheels out here. And let's talk about college. Then we'll get into high school. I'm sorry that your Sooners ain't going nowhere. They
I
get
mean,
You can't get beat by Kansas.
ultimately they did it to themselves.
Yeah.
But
got beat by Kansas and who? Oklahoma State.
yeah.
Oklahoma State, that's a not bad
I mean,
loss.
that's a rivalry game.
Right.
You're away. Tensions are high because it's the last one, emotional game. So I mean, that game could have gone either way. But anyways, college football. I mean, everybody leading up to this weekend, everybody's like, man, we want chaos to happen. We want to see what the committee will do if this scenario were to happen, or if this scenario were to happen, and it happened.
You think they got the 4 teams right?
Yeah.
I think.
Are the four best teams in the playoff?
Yes.
I think so.
Now, wait a second.
But hold on, Tony. I'm gonna let me
Go
get
get him, Biggie. Tony, he fired up.
Are the 4 best teams in the playoff? Yes. Does Florida State deserve a chance to go and do they at least deserve a chance to go and play for a national title? I
No.
believe so. I believe so.
Why?
Okay.
Who did they beat?
They beat
Florida
LSU.
Florida State's
They
my
beat
team.
two.
They beat LSU. They beat Louisville. That's two
teams
ranked teams. At the time that they played
LSU.
At the time that they played LSU, they were a top 10 team.
Top 10.
LSU is a
Louisville was a top 15 team, and you won your conference, and you went undefeated. If you go undefeated and win your conference, there should be no ifs, ands, buts about it. If you're a Power 5
But
team,
that's not
you should
how
have a
it
chance
works.
to play in the playoff.
You can't
Obviously, we
change-
wouldn't have this issue if we had the 12 team or
right,
an
but you
18
can't
playoff.
change the rules after the fact.
That's what they did. That's what they did. They changed the rules. Like normally,
What do you
this
mean they
is the
changed the
first
rules?
time that an undefeated conference champion, a Power 5,
I've never heard that.
has
as a
not
rule.
ever. No, that's like
It's
in
not-
their. That's in their criteria.
Right, but it's not stone. I'm a Florida
just
State.
saying-
That's my team.
No.
I don't think they should be in there. They didn't
Do
beat
you think?
anybody.
Do you think they should have been in? If Travis doesn't get hurt, they're in there.
No.
Travis is
Yes.
not. Yes, if Travis
Yes.
is not hurt, they're
If
in
Travis is not hurt,
he
they are in
sells
there.
tickets. He
I
sells
still
tickets.
don't think they're better than Alabama or Texas.
I'm not saying they are. I'm
Right.
saying
So why we
they
having this
deserve the
ar-
chance. That's just
Well, you can't go deserve That's
because
like playing
their
YMCA.
criteria is like inconsistent. Because you listen to them talk about Florida State, you know that the main thing, like that's what they talked about.
Well,
They
at the
said,
end
well,
of the
they
day,
lost
it's
their
all
quarterback,
about- it's all
but they talk about Liberty and how they got on New Year's Six bowl game
Right.
because
Do
they want. Yes, they're playing Oregon. Who wants to watch that? Who wants to watch Oregon smack up on Liberty?
Liberty
Anyways,
said, hey,
Well, I would,
but
but the thing is, it's all about following the money.
the money you're gonna get more money watching Oregon and OU play against each other, or Oregon.
No, I'm saying
and
the top
Ole
4
Miss
teams.
Or
I'm talking about Bowl 6 games. They could care less about that.
I think
Florida State's not gonna have the wow factor. They don't have fans.
I don't think that. I think they bring
But
fans.
anyway,
No, Florida State in Miami never has fans unless they're winning.
And they were winning
they are
this
winning
year.
there. I mean, what hurts them?
I'm
I mean,
saying in
is-
general.
What hurts them?
The
They beat
quarterback
it.
got hurt.
They beat a team last night. I mean,
Barely.
I mean, and you're playing with your backup quarterback, and they didn't even know he's going to play into game time decision. They might have played with the third string
There was
quarterback.
a third string quarterback.
And I mean, they look horrible. I mean, you had to run your running back or your receiver at Wildcat.
Well, you could have got your second string back in time for that bowl game.
Yeah, but I mean,
So
Was he even
but
better?
even when he played in the game before, he really didn't look
He didn't
good.
do
You
it.
know, so I mean,
I think Florida State's defense is good enough to keep them in the game. With
no,
a lot
you're
of those
right, but
teams in
this is the
playoffs.
key right here, guys. Next year, you ain't gonna talk about this because
There's always gonna be something. There's gonna
No.
be
Yeah,
the
there'll
13,
be
14,
because like
15.
okay, so like here's the thing. Like let's say we had a 12-team playoff this year.
right,
yes,
OU is ranked 12th, right?
right.
But they don't get in because you have to have a group of 5 team in there. Like that's like one of their requirements. You have to have a group of 5 team in there. So Liberty takes that 12th spot over OU.
oh, you can't
Even
get
though
beat, you can't get beat by
I'm
Kansas.
just saying,
Yeah.
like even with the 12 team, you're probably gonna have some controversy
Right,
at the
you're
end
still
of the
gonna
year.
have.
But
Well, I think you got to go by strength of schedule. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things. OU does have they, you know, the Big 12 is
You
tough.
gotta go by wins and
yeah,
losses.
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Who's gonna win it all is probably gonna be Alabama.
Alabama or Texas.
Alabama and
Yeah,
Texas
Alabama
probably
or
gonna play
Texas.
each other again for the
Again.
national championship. People's probably gonna be pissed off. Go, oh, well, Florida State's in the bad. No, I mean Oregon got beat the other night by by Washington. Washington's
So if Florida State got in, they'd be playing Michigan. Okay, maybe it is better that they put in.
Right.
I don't
wanna
even
watch
think
that game.
Michigan's that good. I think Michigan's gonna get who do they play?
Alabama, and you saw when they showed who they were playing, they were like, oh, and then try to clap and play it off. Yeah. Nobody wants to play Alabama.
Now Alabama's the hottest team right now, man.
Alabama
They
and
beat Georgia.
Texas.
Look at Georgia. Georgia gets beat.
That's
They're
who
number
should
one.
be mad.
I mean,
Georgia.
they're number
They
one
went
all
over
year.
12 weeks.
All year they're number one. They should have dropped to number 4.
No,
Who did they play? Well,
you can't because
They lost their conference.
Alabama beat them, and then Texas
No, I'm
beat
just
Alabama.
saying. I'm saying. So what is Georgia right now? What do they? Who do
Probably
they play?
6.
They play. Who are they playing? They play Ohio State in the Orange Bowl.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So Georgia will beat Ohio State.
you
I
know
don't.
what?
I'm not a. I don't think Ohio State.
I'm gonna tell you what I think we got to do though. I think on the transfer portal, you only get to transfer one time.
Why?
I mean, because it's like
I
Ula
disagree.
Nuga from Oregon State. He's leaving again.
And
I mean, dude, stay at a school. I
These,
mean,
what?
These
why? Stay at a school.
these guys are grown men. They're
grown,
making
they're not
decisions.
high school kids.
Yeah, they're grown men.
I mean,
they're
but I'm
making
saying you
decisions.
gotta
That's
do
like
something
me telling you to stay at your job, and you.
I've been at my job for 21
no, I'm
years.
saying if you don't want to go there, stay there. But I'm telling
I'm
you,
saying, why the hell did you go there in the first place? Why not
'cause
go?
you liked it, and then
So I
management.
liked it today. So
Time
next
out.
year,
So-
I'm
That
gonna
coach
leave.
Time out.
left. The Oregon
You're
State's
at
coach
your
left.
job. Management changes. You don't like your management. What are you gonna do?
I mean, 10 years out of 21 years, I'm probably gonna go.
Well, I'm not talking
and-
about that. He's been there for a year.
But I'm
Management
saying
changes.
you was at Clemson, then you leave
I ain't
Clemson.
asking for all that. I'm asking
I'm
you
just
for answer
saying
the
you
question.
have to do something about it.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. You
Why?
gotta cap on it.
No, you don't.
can't just keep saying, I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave.
5 years ago, we were complaining about the kids not getting money and can't transfer.
I mean, they are
now
getting
they
money,
get
but
to
now
transfer.
they're transferring
Now we're
every
complaining
damn
about
day.
this.
We transfer every damn day.
Who cares?
Keep your ass out of school, get your education, and move on.
He is.
Well, he's not going to go to NFL. Get your education.
How do you know?
Man, okay, if you was going to go to the NFL, you going to go to the NFL. You at Clemson, you going to go to the NFL. You
He
at
only
Oregon
had-
State.
He's young. He's only played 2 years.
He's played more in 2 years. What is his grade, Lee? Look him up real quick.
He played
more-
1 year at Clemson.
No, he didn't.
He
He's
played-
at Clemson
he
2
played-
years. He played when the quarterback that's over at the
Well, he had a-
Jacksonville.
He redshirted 1 year.
No, he didn't.
Look it up.
I'm just telling you, these guys keep jumping ships. They keep their ass out of school.
But why does it matter to you?
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm telling my son, keep his ass out of school. Get your education.
So if it
Half of these
doesn't-
kids
if
don't
it-
know what they're gonna do.
So if it
He's
doesn't,
played 4 years.
4
and-
years,
and
thank
had,
you.
So
4 years. He should know the hell he's doing. He's a
2020,
he's
he
22 years old.
he
23
played in
years
some.
old.
I mean, he's thrown over 300 passing.
so where's he gonna
attempts
go
in
now?
the
He's probably gonna follow his coach.
I don't know where he's gonna go. He's probably about going to the NFL. I don't care if you go to the NFL, but I just feel like every year we're gonna pack up and go.
But how many kids have done that?
A lot of them.
It's been two
a lot. No,
quarterbacks.
I'm not
It's been
saying
that quarterback.
I'm
What's
talking
his
about
name?
just positions in general at all.
I'm
They
saying-
all do it. These kids leave. You guys just talking about.
I'm saying I
fruit.
think there's like 4 quarterbacks that's done it.
I'm not saying quarterback, running back, defensive end, or whatever. I'm just saying these kids pack up and leave. You know.
But it's mostly quarterbacks because they're getting $1.5 million. I'm gonna leave too.
I mean, ask Spencer Sanders how it worked out for him.
It doesn't work out for everybody, but
It
that's
doesn't
a
work out.
risk
That's
that
a gamble
they got to
that
be
they gotta
willing to
I
take.
mean, you had at Ole Miss, they had 4 kids at quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they all got some money.
I'm sure it is, but
And
if it's up
survival
to-
of the fittest.
I'm just saying. I just think they got to do some kind of cap. Two transfers. That's it.
I don't.
I mean, I
do
know
what
high
you gotta
school's
do.
fixing to change it. They're gonna have you can transfer one time, and guess what? If it's good.
But my
it's
thing
good.
is, you can't have cap on something. Can't have cap on another thing.
What's the cap?
What you just said.
I'm saying you should be able to transfer 2 times, not
Why?
3 or 4. Why? Why do we got to keep changing school?
Why not?
So you're okay if your son keep changing school every year?
If he doesn't see fit, if he don't like something, go.
But I'm just saying. So they're just saying, hey, when times get tough, just pack your bags and bail out. No, I'm not teaching.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I mean, what are you saying then?
I'm saying if my son, he's 20-something years old, and he wants to leave and go somewhere else, he's
And
not 18.
I'm not saying that. I said they should get 2. That's my opinion. I can
Right.
stick with my opinion.
Right.
You should get 2 caps. Why we got to leave every year? Excuse my French. Beep that out, E. But I feel like these kids just pack up. Okay, man. He didn't throw me enough balls. I'm going to leave. Well, you know what? Go to the next school.
The
Half these
object
guys-
is to get to the NFL. And if you're sitting on the sidelines, you
But
can
half
get
of them
to-
don't make it to the NFL.
But
that's
everybody that plays this game thinks they're going to the NFL.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should sit your kid down and say, hey, you know what, baby? There's a good chance
He's
you're not going to go.
20-something years old.
A good chance, baby, you're not going to go. Good chance, hey, because I'm telling you right now, if he's going to go to the NFL, he's going to stay at the school he's at. If the NFL thinks you're good, they don't give a shit if you're playing at Liberty, if you're playing at Canadian or whatever.
So let's put this in aspect of.
But what are they
if
chasing?
If this were to happen to you, let's say Zoe, she's playing college ball somewhere.
Yeah.
Her coaching staff changes.
That's different. Her coaching staff.
okay,
But Clemson did
or
change.
if she's not getting burned, and
But he wasn't
but she
playing
feels
at
like she
Clemson.
should be playing.
I'm
There's some
saying,
politics
then, you
going
know what?
on.
Then maybe you go to Division II. Maybe you go somewhere that's going to fit you. You got a chance
No,
to play.
you put your name out there and they take you and you get some money on the way.
understand. No, well, I mean,
You take that money and you go. That's what he's getting. If you know he ain't going to NFL like you just said, and you got a bag of money sitting out there, or you're
Obviously,
not going to
college football has gone crazy. I mean, Deion was the
It's
hottest.
always been crazy.
Deion was the hottest thing out. Now nobody wants to. His damn coaches are leaving. His players are leaving. It's all fake smoke. I'm
That's
telling you.
the world in general. It's just not football. The whole world's like that.
Coach,
I'm just saying.
Coach Deion, he's a show. That's not
Dion,
a.
that's all he was getting his money. He knew he wasn't going anywhere. He knew he was going to go 4 and whatever. He got paid.
Well, good job, Deion,
in
getting
4
paid.
months.
But I just think you got to put a cap on it, though. I feel that way. I feel like kids just keep. I mean, okay. I'm
So
gonna
answer
leave.
the question.
What's that?
Zoe's playing. She's not starting.
Okay, Okay, then she
all right,
leaves
time
one
out.
time,
She leaves.
and she goes
All
to
right,
another
second
school.
time, coach leaves.
If the coach leaves, I understand
That's
you
2.
leave. I understand you leave if you're
Okay.
not going to fit with that coach.
That's what happened to DJ Unger.
That's what
His
happened.
coach left.
But why
His
did he
coach
leave
left.
Clemson?
Right.
Why did
Because he
leave
wasn't
Clemson?
playing.
Yes, he was.
They
He
had
was
they
playing.
had recruited a guy to come in there.
That
freshman
number
was
two,
gonna go-
which
They
he's no
recruit-
good. And they went what was their record 6-4 this year?
Well, they benched him, so he's like, I'm out.
Well, I'm just saying they always think the next
Time
best
out.
thing.
I think
Now Zoe.
he felt like he was done wrong, so he left.
So Zoe coaches leaves the second time. She goes somewhere else. A new coach comes in. She doesn't like that coach. So now Zoe's the main ticket. There's money on the table.
And we're looking at what grade she's in, what she got left.
Same story as this man here.
She doesn't want to go play WNBA. She's already said that she wants to be a doctor.
Okay, then time out. So knowing that, you go chase that bag to pay for medical school?
I mean, she should be getting medical school paid for because she's on a scholarship.
No, necessarily. How? Medical school is just your bachelor. I mean, you just paying for your bachelor. You don't medical school. You got to go 4 more years.
They pay for your master's. It depends on. I mean, most kids are going to school for 6 years anyway.
I don't think he knows how this works. They pay
I got a kid in college right now.
They pay for your undergrad. That's because he's still playing.
And she still.
But they don't pay for your medical school, Tony. That's 4 more years, 8 more years.
Well, I'm just saying. Zoe at that point, Zoe's 13 years old.
Now you trying to change the subject.
But you see, guys are making excuses. You're
You
making
changed
excuses.
it. You still ain't answering the question.
What? No, Zoe's gonna stay at the school she's at. We're gonna leave it at that.
Time out. So Zoe
It's a decision that me and my wife will make. But I'm saying
Zoe's
Zoe's
20-something years old at the time.
I'm saying stay and get your education. What did Robert do? He stayed at the school because we told him as a young man to stay at the school you're gonna be at.
Still ain't answering the question.
What do you mean answer the question? I said no. Zoe's gonna stay at the school.
So you tell me Zoe's 20-something years old.
She's gonna stay at the school. It's a decision that me and my wife make. Zoe's gonna stay at the school.
I know the answer. That's why you keep talking
What's
over.
the answer? No, the answer
Let
is what?
me answer. Zoe.
Because what you do with your kids don't mean I'm doing the same thing with my kid.
He ain't letting me talk.
No, but
you just said Zoe's not going
She's
to
not
the
going.
All right, we got that. So Zoe's going to medical school. They're not paying for her medical school, but she can go play 1 more year.
You said you're not paying for the medical school, so you're telling me all those kids that went to Ohio State and want to be doctors, they didn't pay for the medical school?
No, you got to get loans.
That's what's happening with Dimitri.
They pay for 4
you remember
years.
Dimitri Flowers at OU?
Yeah.
He's going to law school right now. Law school's a postgraduate program.
4 years undergrad.
OU football's not
4
paying
years
for his law
medical
school.
I'm just saying. She's staying.
Just let me finish.
Case closed.
Well,
next.
No. So
Next.
Zoe can get a bag of money.
It's
And
not
play
about-
1 more time out. Play 1 more year. Pay for all her school. She gets $1,600,000. Pays for all her medical school for 1 more year of basketball. You ain't gonna take it. That's 3 years.
No. We're moving on. I just think it's okay for kids to pack up and leave.
Let's move on to these. Let's move on to these bowl matchups because we haven't talked about those.
Right.
You know,
I need to be Zoe's agent then.
No. You put her in the wrong.
OU.
No, if she knows she's not going to the NBA, you can take this money and pay for medical school. Pay for a house.
But you guys are not hearing the point I'm saying. I think kids that just pack up.
I'm saying
and
every
leave.
situation is different.
Every situation, it depends on the situation. But Uga Galawuda, whatever the hell his name is,
We don't know his
Clemson.
situation.
What's his situation? Let's call him.
I don't know.
Let's call him right now. Text me. Hit him on a hotline. Keep it 100.
Anyway.
Who am I hitting up?
Let's go. Come on.
Anyways,
know if that money was dangling. Zoe, you take that
I'm
money.
taking it.
I'm taking it. Play 1 more year of basketball.
I'm
pay
taking
for all
that
my
money if
stuff.
they say, "Hey, all you're gonna do is ride the bench."
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I just think too many kids are packing up and leaving.
Why are
every
they
year.
packing up and leaving?
I don't know.
They're getting paid.
Maybe they should take that out. Maybe everybody gets a cap on how much they get paid.
For what? They're
For
making
what?
billions of dollars.
Who's making $1 billion? The colleges?
The colleges.
I understand that, but I'm saying I just think this made the game not fun anymore. It's become
How?
You mean how?
I like it.
We talking about it.
I personally like
It
it.
makes it
It
better.
makes
It's
it
not
interesting.
Ohio State and Alabama
Because
and
look,
Clemson.
because
It's everybody.
now in the off season, you got something to pay attention to with
Right.
college football. It's basically free agency.
You're gonna
I
have
like
Liberty
it.
looking good
I like
now.
it.
You're gonna have all these teams.
That
looking
doesn't
good.
mean you have to like it. I understand
No.
your point,
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying, I just think
I
too
like
many kids are. I just think too many kids are jumping ship. I mean, just to stay where we're at. Let's get it done. Stay where you're at. I mean, it's all about building the culture, you know. I mean, I even in high school, you look at all these teams. Carl Albert got better.
But nothing in life is like that.
No, I'm just saying. Carl Albert got better having kids come in. Delsey got better having kids come in.
That's football now.
I mean, that's what it is now.
It's always been that
That's
way.
how
It's
you have to
always
build
been
a
that way,
team.
but I'm just saying,
That's how
I
you
just
have to
think
do it now.
kids are just moving and jumping and this and that. Some kids, you win with the kids you get. Some you lose with the kids you get. But I just think in college, I think it should be a cap that, hey, 2 moves, that's it. 2 moves. Like checkers.
I'm getting paid. I'm moving.
What's next, Big E?
we can talk some of the bowl matchups. So OU has Arizona in the Alamo Bowl, and OSU will be playing Texas A&M in the Texas Bowl. I don't know. I think it depends on how many guys
It
they
depends
lose.
how
in the
many
portal.
Texas A&M's not going to pay anybody. All those people going to.
I don't know. I mean, if OSU can get all their guys to come back, and if transfer portal. What I'm scared about with OSU is Ollie Gordon.
Oh, I'm going to the league.
You think
I'm leaving.
You're leaving?
Is he old enough to leave?
I don't know. What.
If I'm old enough to leave, I'm gone.
Or a school with some money.
Oh yeah, he's not getting anything.
NIL.
Like y'all said, take the money. Take
No,
the money.
I'm going to the league.
Take the money.
I'm going
But
to the league.
I'm saying that's what I'm scared about with Ollie Gordon. I think he comes back personally.
I think he comes back. I think,
I
it's
think
a lot of stuff
if
needs
he's
to
old
learn.
enough, he's a sophomore.
Yeah, he's
I don't
not
know if
old
that's
enough.
right. Okay, so he has
He has to
to
He
play
come
another
back.
year.
He has to play another
but
but-
you got to think, how's the line going to be? There's more to it than just saying come back.
Go to Alabama.
I ain't saying go there,
I don't know.
Why? He's that type of back they like.
but he ain't going. He's not that back.
I think he comes back. Because just the way the fans love him, the university loves him. I think that love's
He's probably
reciprocated.
going to get paid.
I think. I mean, somebody's gonna throw him some money. Some people in Stillwater got money.
He'll be in
They'll
car
throw.
dealership commercials.
Yeah. So I think Ollie stays around, but still, it wouldn't shock me if he goes somewhere else. If he goes to like a Texas A&M or a USC or something like that. But
I'm going where there's a line.
yeah, and well, that ain't USC, that's for sure.
Georgia.
No, he's not a Georgia back. He's not a SEC back anyway.
But I think OSU has a good chance against Texas A&M. OU and Arizona, that's honestly a pretty good matchup.
They got a mobile quarterback, so you know what that means.
Yeah, you gotta put that contain on.
Like I said, depends on who
We'll
goes,
see.
who's leaving.
I think everybody has to go because
I think
I don't think anybody can. I mean,
really the only person I see opting out of the bowl game for OU is Dylan Gabriel.
why? He has so much he needs to prove.
Why?
I don't think
He's
No,
going
he's going to go.
He's either going to
He can't throw the deep ball. He
He's
can't
either
throw
going to
everything.
declare for the draft.
He's going to Ole Miss.
He's either going to declare for
You
the
mean Mississippi
draft
State?
and
Or
forego
Mississippi
the bowl game, or he's going to follow
I
Jeff
think he
Levy and
can
go to
take-
Mississippi State.
I think he can plays the last game. He needs more film.
I don't think he needs more film.
I
He's been
think
a
he
starter.
does.
He's been a starter in college for 4 years.
4 years. He's
But
still
even
got
that, not even just
And he
more
had- and
film.
he-
but
and-
I
and
see
there-
him
I think
going
there's
to the
enough
last
film-
game with his brothers.
Yeah, I think he's that type of guy.
I think he is that type of guy, but I don't know. I think,
I think he.
And if
but
anything,
to speak on what you're saying about film, I think he has plenty of film. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of games where he looked good this year.
I don't think he
I
has
think-
enough film that he looks good. He can't throw the deep ball.
Well, he can't. That's just not his. That's something that he has to work on. But I don't think that's something that film's gonna help. I think you got to go and just train on that, like train with arm strength and like throwing mechanics and everything like that. I don't think another bowl game's gonna help.
I don't
him
think
there.
he's going to be here
I
next
think
year.
he needs to
goes
stay
to-
another
I think
year
he
is
goes
what
to
I'm saying.
Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Think so?
I think he should stay another year too. But I think even if he stays another year, as good as Dylan Gabriel is, I don't think he's an NFL starter.
No, he's a clipboard guy.
But
Yeah,
I don't think he's
so-
going to come back. I think he's going to go. I think he's
He'll
going
go to. He's not coming back to OU.
He's going to go.
I think
go with
what
Levy.
OU's coaching staff has told
I heard
him
they
is
told
probably
him we're
like
moving on.
we're moving on. We're going with Jackson into the SEC.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
So-
and Jackson fits the SEC. He runs it, but I think
Yeah.
Dylan's going to go up to with Levy.
He'll either go there or he'll go.
He's going to go with Levy, be his quarterback for a year, then become his
I don't know.
quarterback.
I don't know if he followed.
Yes, that's his guy.
I know that's his guy, but like you're talking about the talent that they have there. You're talking about.
They have no quarterback at Mississippi State.
Yes, they had Will Rogers. That guy is good. You gotta watch some.
He doesn't
Will
have any
Rogers is
talent.
good.
But did he?
I'm
did-
talking about the talent surrounding Dylan. If
That's
he
what I'm
goes to
talking
Mississippi
about.
State.
Mississippi
Yes.
State doesn't have any
So
talent.
No,
yeah,
but I'm saying the quarterback. Did he get in the transfer portal?
he did hit the transfer portal, but because
he
he was
have no
good
talent.
and he didn't have anybody to throw it to, he didn't have an O line, didn't
You
have a
think he's
good
gonna come back
coaching
to Mississippi
staff.
State?
Who?
The quarterback that was at Mississippi State. You think he's gonna come back?
No.
That's why I said. That's why Dylan.
He might,
But why would Dylan go there? He's gonna have
because
less
I think-
weapons.
no, I just think he goes
You
there
think
for a
Levy
year.
gets all the weapons?
No, I just think he goes there and be quarterback for a year. Then he comes to be the office to end up being a quarterback coach for him.
But he can do that playing anywhere though. Why
No,
go?
I'm just saying, but I
why
mean,
go
that's his guy.
Mississippi State have no line and no receivers?
I think
And no running
he'll
back.
digress if he goes to Mississippi State.
Right, because he needs to have a running back. He's a quarterback that needs to have a good running back.
I don't know. I think
I don't
Mississippi
know.
State's not it's a good
I
team
mean,
anyway.
does Washington take him?
Washington. No.
I mean, another left-handed quarterback. You know, because Penix is
No, that's a
left-handed. You don't
big-
got to change.
That's
you
a
don't gotta,
big drop.
You think that's a big drop from Penix to Dylan?
Way big drop.
Yeah.
I say Penix winning the
Heisman.
Heisman.
Okay.
He's undefeated.
Well, I'm just saying because some of the like Penix has a better arm strength.
Penix has better everything.
But I think Dylan runs just as good, if not just maybe a little bit
He
behind
might
him.
be
as
right
Penix.
there. He might, We got to think. Penix started at Indiana
I'm just
State.
saying
I remember
because
he
you
was
had
at
a
Indiana.
left-handed
Indiana.
you had a left-handed mobile quarterback in Penix. Dylan Gabriel's a left-handed mobile quarterback.
I get that.
I think he can step in there. And is he gonna
All
have
you
the
gotta
same?
do is
Is he gonna have the same production that Penix had? No.
No.
But I'm saying I think that's probably the best for both sides. If you want to go with a transfer portal quarterback, if you're Washington,
If I am him, I'm going to USC.
I don't think he'll do that.
Why?
But he didn't play under Leach, did he?
No.
Not Leach. You talking about Lincoln?
Lincoln, yeah.
No, he.
If I'm
I don't-
him,
I
I'm
don't
going
think-
to go with Lincoln under a year.
There's a
Say
chance
sorry.
that Caleb
coaches.
comes back.
They got some good quarterbacks.
There's a chance that
Why
Caleb
would
comes
Caleb
back.
come back?
I think
gonna be
the
number
money
two?
that they're throwing him at USC.
No, I'll go
I
ahead
think.
and play.
I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how.
Why would you do another year under him? It's gonna be the same results.
I don't know.
Who does Kansas play?
Because okay, you got to think with Caleb Williams, his dad runs his career.
Right.
That's every parent.
I mean,
You just heard
not
him asking
all.
about Zoe.
Not all parents.
You gonna
I
ruin
don't
your
know.
son.
If it's my kid, I'm gonna
Me?
let him make.
Hey, if
his
he
own-
20-something
I
years
mean,
old,
I don't
he
have a
grown
kid, so
ass
I can't
man.
speak on it yet. But his
Somebody
dad,
have
his
to make
dad runs
decisions,
his
though.
career.
If
His
he's 18,
his
you know,
dad
that-
is living through his son, which
Right.
is what I don't. I'm not a big fan of that because
all
like,
parents do that, brother.
No, not all parents.
but
99.5.
No.
but
parents
anyways,
do that.
so
I mean,
I
they're
don't.
If they're 18, yeah, I get it. And if
'Cause
they're
Caleb-
19 and mature, I'm a roll it back.
Because the
some. Once you
Bears-
turn 2021,
The Bears are most likely, or not the Bears. Yes, the Bears.
Bears,
Bears are probably going to end up with the first pick via
Which is,
through Carolina.
the receiver from
Yeah.
Ohio
You
State.
think he's the number
Oh,
one pick?
He's the best athlete.
Or, okay, and then let's say they keep tanking, they'd have the top 2 picks. So do you go Marvin Harrison and then Caleb Williams
Yes,
back
sir.
to back?
Yes, sir.
You let
Okay,
Justin
but
Fields
Caleb
go?
Williams, he said that he's like, oh, there's only a few teams that I'd want to play for. So he might pull a Eli Manning on draft night, like I'm not going to play for y'all, and then he ends up going somewhere.
I still take
like,
him because Chicago Bears has Fields, and you can get your draft picks.
That's true.
I'll use that collateral.
I love you guys.
Anyways,
Like we talking football
back
over
to
here?
No, I'm just saying.
but back to the bowl matchups. We keep getting sidetracked.
It's a podcast. That's
yeah,
what happens.
Yeah. So, we were talking about it before the podcast and even in the group chat, beforehand. You have Florida State. Did we already talk on Florida State on the podcast? I
No,
can't
we did
remember.
that in the kitchen.
Okay. So, Florida State, they don't make the playoff, but they're a
We did a little
undefeated
bit, but
conference
not
champion.
deep
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. So, they're undefeated conference champion. Was their strength of schedule that good? No. But they have wins against LSU, who was at the time a top 10 team.
Mm-hmm.
And then they played Louisville, who was a top 15 team, to
Mm-hmm.
win their conference championship. Yes, they lost their quarterback, but I do think they still deserve a chance to get in that game or to get into the playoff. But, are they one of the top 4 teams? I don't know. I think their defense is good. Their defense might have been able to put them in some situations where they could win some games against a Michigan or against a Washington or a Texas. But obviously that didn't happen. And then you have OU. I'm not saying this because I'm a biased fan. I think OU should have been in a New Year's Six bowl because you look at all the other teams that
He's
are
a
in New Year's
biased
Six
fan.
bowls. I think
But why though?
I think they're better than Penn State. Penn State's only good win is against Iowa. Iowa.
So you think OU's
So-
better than Penn State?
I think OU's better.
OU's
I think
inconsistent.
if OU were to play Penn State, it'd be close, but I think OU would win.
OU's inconsistent.
They are inconsistent, I will say, but I think I don't know. You beat Texas, and now you have a ranked win over SMU. So you beat 2 conference champions that
Mhm.
are ranked.
Yeah.
And then you do lose to Kansas
But you
on
lose
the
to
road.
Kansas. That's what hurt you.
I think there's team okay, but Alabama, how did they get in with their
Because
resume? I mean,
Alabama
they
beat
beat
the number 1 team,
they did beat the number
and the
1.
only loss was to the number 4 team or the number 3 team. So
Okay, but look at had to have a prayer miracle to beat a 6-6
a
Auburn.
W's a W.
You had to Texas A&M,
But Georgia had the
was
same
close.
thing with
Arkansas
Auburn.
was close.
Your number 1 team had the same. Went to the last 3 minutes. That almost got beat by Auburn. Georgia did. So it's a whole from September whatever to November whatever.
What I don't necessarily like is the value. Like quality losses are better in the eyes of the committee than quality wins. Because
think it goes 50-50. I don't
you look at OU beat the number 3 team in the country
Right.
that won the Big 12 conference.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they lose to
They lose
Kansas
to a
and,
team that's
and
not
Oklahoma
ranked.
State, but they were ranked at the time.
I'm talking about Kansas.
Kansas was ranked at the
Right.
time.
But you go from September to the end of November. So where's Kansas?
And
at now?
Kansas isn't a bad team,
Kansas,
like-
you put Kansas out of the Big 12, they don't win a game.
I think they do, depending on
Who
what
are they going to
conference.
beat?
They could
They're
have
not
got.
going
They
to
could
beat
have.
anybody in the SEC.
They could have beat some people in the Big Ten. Big Ten was not strong this
They're
year.
not going to beat any. Kansas is not built for the Big Ten. That's power football. Who's Kansas going to stop?
Well,
The D front was pretty.
Tell me this: how does Iowa make it to the to the Big Ten championship.
Because their division.
And they scored 8
divisions.
points.
They're in the
Their
weak
offense
side
was
of
a little bit
division.
better
They're-
than last year.
But their division's pretty weak because they're on that side with like Indiana, Purdue.
Kansas might have done okay in the ACC. But
ACC was probably the weakest.
they would have
conference
done.
all,
They
but-
wouldn't have won a game in the pack. The Big
No,
Ten,
they would have beat like a Washington State or
I don't know.
they would have beat Stanford. They
Washington
beat,
State got pretty good towards
I
the
think
end.
they would have beat USC. I mean,
No, they don't beat USC.
Yeah, they'd beat USC 100%. With the running attack that they have between those two running backs and the quarterback,
That's
they're
in the
gonna
Big
be-
12 though.
USC can't. They struggle with mobile quarterbacks
I'm saying
all year
USC
too.
would. Who's gonna stop Caleb
On their
on
defense.
Kansas?
It'd be one of those high scoring games.
Right,
It'd come down
USC
to
wins.
who. I don't think so. I think Kansas's defense is better than USC's
He said,
defense. But
I don't think so. I think you
anyways,
just.
But
I think you just like OU.
He's a homer.
He's a,
Homer.
right.
You're like Roman Durham with Oklahoma State.
You're just blinded.
It's okay. You go to school there. You know,
Right, you're supposed to do that.
should be
It's
like.
okay.
Are we still college or are we ready for some high school?
we can talk some high school.
We
now.
can do everything. You ready?
Everything.
Let's
We'll
talk about.
Well, I mean,
let's
talk-
talk about Muskoge's band. I think that's who.
Yes,
won the state
Muskoge's
championship.
band won it all weekend. That's why we talk about Muskogee. Let's get my man
Muskogee.
Bird. Hey, I think Bird heard my deal, and he said, "Honk, honk,
he-
honk, honk."
Oh, no cigar, Bird.
Yeah, Bird, man. Congratulations to Bird, Muskogee.
Come back.
Hey, you know,
That
man,
team was huge.
Muskogee look good. Muskogee
I stand
look good.
corrected.
Muskogee look good. I mean,
That
you know,
tailback is good too. For
Jonah was like, "Bird is just you," but hey, I think
when I watched it live, I said, "Hey,
hey,
stand corrected."
they cold. But I gotta say, Stillwater played a good game.
The
The
back
running
was
back
pretty good.
for Stillwater.
Number
What's
5,
his
I
name?
don't
What's his name, Biggie?
I like to go by
What was
numbers.
Number 5, the running back.
Oh, I don't know his name.
But the quarterback, you know, that game, folks.
Quarterback was just a manager. 5 was pretty good. 3 was good.
3 was a player for Stillwater. 15 for Muskogee. Number 4 for Muskogee.
Yeah.
I don't know all these guys' names. The receiver that's going to UNLV, McGee. Just big time, man. Bird threw him a ball, man. He ain't even turned on his break yet.
The ball's in the
and
air.
the ball's in the air, and he's making his break. And it's like 3rd and 15, and he got 17. Everything was perfect, man. And, you know, Bird didn't throw the ball a lot, but he ran the ball a lot. He did everything, punted, you know. So, Muskogee, congratulations to Coach Hill. The first time they've won, I think it's since, 1986 or something like that?
Something like that.
So, congratulations, Muskogee. They brought the whole town. I loved it. Stillwater had fans.
I think they had more fans at that game than
That
all
game
other
than
games.
Saturday. I mean, Dell City, you got to get DC. They brought fans. They did.
Bro, I'm just saying compared to the two games, that
I really
that
thought,
Stillwater game to me was a better game. Of the two.
yeah, Dell City, you know, I really thought their band would be better, but Muskogee's band won the whole band of the weekend.
Muskogee's
they
band.
was jamming, man. They were
The
playing some
whole
Bill did the
game
Bo,
they was
didn't
playing everything.
they was jamming, man. They was jamming.
They had
man.
me over there nodding.
Yeah, so it was cold. I've said that Friday game was cold, man. You know, yesterday turned out to be good weather on that Saturday. The Carl Albert Dell City game. That nightcap of Friday night, you had, you know, Bigsby going up against Jinx. You know, KD. I really thought you know, I had picked, you know, Jinx to win. You know, it happens. Sometimes you get some right, sometimes you don't. But yeah, Bigsby is just who they are, man. I mean, Bigsby is the real deal. I mean, they found a way to win. They found a way to take care of business, and that's just who they are, man. So, you know, congratulations to Bigsby winning. I don't know how many gold ball that is. It's a lot. Chris Cole, if you can help me, let me know how many gold balls it is.
I think so. They played in the last 10 state championships, and I think they've won 9 of them.
Man, that's crazy.
So,
And now
no
they're playing in the big boys.
yeah.
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
like your rules you have. I think Carl Albert and Bixby need to have
Yeah, I think they should be like the how they do
their
the
top,
private
your
school.
preseason school.
Like-
preseason games have to be
I
someone
think
out
you
of
have,
state.
Yeah, I
Because
would
it's to the
love.
point now it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Bixby's one
Or
of those schools.
Bixby and Carl Albert have to play each other.
I think they should.
I
play
think
a
Bixby's one of those
non-conference
schools
That's what I'm
where
talking
you know
about.
they might be able to knock down some Texas teams. Not maybe. I'm not talking. I don't think they go in and
They're not going
go
to
up against
Duncanville,
Duncanville,
no.
or you know, I don't know, South Lake Carroll, like
Right.
teams like that. But you know, maybe some of like the smaller, well-known schools, you know, over there in Texas. I think they'd have a chance against. I kind of want to see them play a Texas team. Next
Well,
year.
you know, you look at Thursday night's game. You had Wagner. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry,
Wagner,
Wagner versus Blanchard, and they had a 2-hour delay, guys. That can
Why
put
was it delay?
because of lightning,
Lightning.
and so that can put a hurt on you, man. So that game didn't get started. It's about 9:00. Wagner turned the ball over 6 times, and Blanchard, you got to give it up to him, and they found a way to win the ball game. Knocking off number 1, Poto it in number 2, or however it was. Wagner could have been 1, Poto could have been 2, but Blanchard knocks off both of them. So you got to give the Blanchard what they done and win another state championship. And 19-14, that's a good game. On a Thursday night, probably didn't get done to about midnight, but a cold Thursday night too. Like I said, had lightning and all that. But congratulations to Blanchard winning the 4A state championship. Like I said, congratulations to Muskogee winning the 6A small, 28-26.
It's not small.
Whatever it is, I'm gonna call it small. I like calling it small because you got 6A big, you got 6A small. Mm-hmm. But Jonah, you was at the game with me. What do you think is the big difference of that game?
Of the Muskogee game?
Yes.
I think just Muskogee's front was just dominant. I mean, the back, they had to rely on that tailback. Stillwater relied on that tailback too much, and the quarterback was just a quarterback. He just managed the game, didn't turn it over. I think they did that last play of the game where they put
number 3.
3 in. I don't like that unless you're going to throw the ball. I think they should have kept with the big man, that tight end that was killing them all game. Number 8. And he was just killing them all game. I don't know why you don't go back to that. I mean, I know it's after the fact, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but when you bring in a guy that's not going to throw the ball, you're selling yourself to he's just going to throw the ball. He's just going to run the ball up the middle. I think you had that rollout that you were doing the whole game when you were hitting the tight end.
Even that little play they ran, that little off tackle bounce out.
Right.
I mean, when they scored the touchdown to get into 2, to get within 2,
right.
They didn't go back. They took him out of the game, 5 out the game,
right.
and brought in 3 and ran a wildcat, and they ran it right up the middle. Something like that, you kind of do the jump ball pass,
right.
You got to be creative.
Right.
Muskogee's waiting on that, I think if you do the jump ball pass, kind of have a tight end delayed, then dump it off to him. I think it's
he was a helmet above. He was a helmet taller than everybody.
Yeah,
you could have just done like a little Tebow thing, or like I said, a sprint pass option. If it's open, you throw it. If it's not, you tuck it and go.
And it's two things. You're gonna get pass interference. You got option to run or throw. Right. So, but it's like great. Congratulations to both teams. Stillwater won it last year. Muskogee gets it. Muskogee got a lot of his skilled players come back. I think 6A small gets a little bit tougher, adding Bishop, McGinnis, and Piedmont to it. I think the window closes on the Yellow Jackets of trying to win a state championship. I think it.
I don't think it closes because they're gonna get somebody in.
I don't know if you can get kids to move in. Why would y'all move in and I can go to Dale City or go to Carl Albert?
Because he's a good car salesman.
Well, but eventually those cars are lemons. You're not winning. You're
in sales, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get some yeses, you're going to get some no's.
I got that mouthpiece, though, boy.
He does, too.
I'm just saying you're not winning, though, so I'm not going to sell my kids short to go there. If I can go to take them to Dell, I can take them to Dell City. Robert Jones is going to be looking for another good quarterback.
But you
can take them to Carl Albert, which they got 18 in a row and probably got a good chance to win 19.
Right, but some of those kids are not going to start at Carl Albert and Dell City, and they have to go to
one thing about Carl Albert, though, they don't like playing kids a lot of both ways. The other night last night was probably the most they've done that.
We know that, but you think Corbin's going to be like,
No, I'm not.
He's gonna say, what he's gonna say? Don't go to Carl Albert Dale City. You're gonna be sitting on the bench. You come here, you're gonna start right away. I'm gonna get you a letter.
Like I said, you can play 11 games. You can play 11 games. I'm saying I don't really give a rat's about Choctaw. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm
not sending my kid to that school because of the simple fact, why go to that school and you're not winning? You have chances to been there. Obviously, your window is running out. You got Cash with him. You got Juju one more year. Who are you gonna put around him? Your defense. You had your whole defensive front come back. Did they not? The whole D line came back for Choctaw. That defense was stout, and you don't beat. You don't beat a Stillwater team the Stillwater team is average. I think if Choctaw gets to the state championship, they probably win it because they probably
beat Muskogee.
I think they beat Muskogee. Just Muskogee wasn't very. Muskogee's offense was good, but the defense is average. But with Juju, I don't see anybody that can run with Juju's speed though. And Cash Williams is a good. One thing I don't understand, even in that game against Stillwater, you really didn't run Cash, even on the last play of the game. Cash is a big option of
coaches overthink.
No, they do,
and that's why Carl Albert's good because they have 20 heads to think. You got 6 guys that has to be focused, and the other are thinking outside the box.
Yeah. But like I said, congratulations to Muskogee winning the state championship over Stillwater again. Once it's 28-26. He didn't answer the question I wanted to ask. The difference of the game, losing that ball game was a field goal. the extra point.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
The extra
yeah.
point was the difference of winning. I mean,
Right.
I mean, the kickers look good the whole day, right down the middle, and it gets down there, bing. That was the whole difference. The whole momentum changed. That whole momentum changed because they both went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Right.
But
It was a
then,
boxing match,
yeah,
and then
you know,
that special
but,
teams get you.
You know, but Muskogee had a chance to put the game away. Running backs running, he fumbles the ball.
Trying to do too much.
Stillwater recovers it, drives down all the way down the field. On the other end, he got a chance. They score a touchdown, got a chance to tie it up. Missed the extra point. It's kind of deja vu from the game when they played Choctaw, so it just kind of bit them this time. But moving on to 5A, you know, the Dale City Carl Albert game. Everybody was talking about the game of the year.
Oh,
game
let's go
of the
back to the
century.
refs. That Stillwater game. That's probably the best referee.
Best
I've
referee
seen.
we've seen, man. We even gave those guys knuckles after the game. Got a chance to see some of the guys over from the huddle. You know, Chris Evans didn't get to see him, but I got to see his two other partners. Good guys, man. Like I said, they want to link up, do some stuff with us, man, and we're gonna link up, do some stuff with them. But you know, it's just making the podcast better. Those guys like talking high school football, and so do we. And you know, we got Big E and Jonah. They're my college guys. They know the stuff on college. I mean, I don't keep up with college as much as I do high school football because it's simple fact. You know, it's those guys love. You know, not saying they don't like high school, but me doing a lot of high school and knowing a lot of kids, man, it's a good time. Got a chance to run into Rabbit. You know, one of our players that played for us for the little Bombers. He's graduated from Texas Tech.
Yeah. He'll go be in the East-West Shrine Bowl.
Yeah, he's you know, he's gonna, his little baby girl just turned 2, so congratulations to that. Then also, you know, he's got a chance to go try to play a little pro ball. I know he told a couple teams that really like him a lot. I heard him talking to Julius. The Broncos really like him a lot, man. They said the Broncos on him, Seattle. So hopefully he gets his dream to go play at the next level. A young man that started playing with us when he was 8 years old. I coached him all the way till he was 12, 13, and took his talents to Carl Albert, won a couple state championships with them. Went to Texas Tech, played corner. I wish he'd played on the offensive side of the ball, but you know, he said he wouldn't mind playing some, you know, some corner in college. I mean, in the pros, but he can be a good return guy, a good special team guy. So hopefully he gets to live out his dream. Another, what you call it, another source from the Carl Albert DNA. You know, those guys just found a way to win. But like I said, going into the Carl Albert game, man, one of the most highly talented games. You know, everybody talked about, man, this is going to be the game of the century, game of the year. The score really don't reflect the game. The game was really close. You know, at the end of the game, I think Carl Albert, you know, there they are with their 18 goal ball. Congratulations to Coach Don and his staff and what they done, man. I tell you, you know, Jonah, you got a chance to watch that game with me. If you watch that game, man, Carl Albert they did all the little pieces, and you kind of talked about, you know, like you said,
I gave the blueprint last week.
You know, running Sperry, you know, Sperry's I could
gonna have X-Rob out at receiver.
X-Rob's opening game up. You know, Sperry's numbers were, folks, real quick. Sperry was 9 for 12 for 133 yards, 2 TDs. Don't throw the ball a lot, but this is what gets you ready. 15 carries for 103 yards and 1 TD.
See, it wasn't about if you were going to catch him or not. It's about if you knew he was going to run or not.
X-Rob, you know, had 23 carries for 136 yards, 2 TDs, had 3 receptions for 64 yards to open the game up with a wheel route that you saw in the same game.
What I watched was, I don't like watching huddle. I watch a full game, pause, rewind, pause, rewind. Carl Albert showed you a little bit what they're going to do with Guthrie and who's the other team they played? Piedmont.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 games you needed to watch, and that's where I got all my answers from. And
the Guthrie game too. The Guthrie game.
That's what I said, Guthrie and Piedmont.
Okay.
And then when I knew that Dale City's
Mission McGinnis game, they kind of did in the playoff game.
And when I said that Dale City's linebacker is going to have to cover, and I think that was the key of it, because if you watch Dale City's games, the linebackers really didn't have to cover much.
They put a lot of pressure on you.
Right. So that opens the field up, and I knew Sperry's just going to run.
Yeah, he ran the ball good. He did, man. The kid got a lot of swag, man. I got a lot of respect for the young man. Not taking nothing from Rivers. You know, I mean, he had a good game too. Probably not one of his best games, but it happens though. You know, you got to realize though, Rivers played Carl Albert twice, and you know his record against Carl Albert was 0-2. You know, so a lot of times you have that in the back of your mind. I'm just keeping it 100. That's what this show's called. 100 is that sometimes that. Sometimes in the back of your mind.
Yeah, but I don't think that was a problem. I think that I'm
not saying it is, but I'm
my
just saying.
Opinion,
sometimes,
I think it was just the play calling didn't help him. You know you're gonna get over the top with a 9. You got probably the second or third best athlete 1-on-1 with this corner.
Talking about number
4.
Braylon Adama, folks, go get him. Get him.
Offensive coordinator. You know you're gonna get over the top. So I'm gonna put number 9 in positions where he has to get the ball. He's
I would put him at tailback at times.
I said that. I said put him at tailback. He can run that
wheel
route. They have put a linebacker on.
You got it. And not taking that from coach.
But I'm saying you trying to go to the well 18 times.
Yeah. I mean, but let's get to that because you talk about Carl Albert. I'm gonna give a young man a shout out real quick. Marcus James, number 12 for Carl Albert. He had one catch for 26 yards in the TD. He played tight end. But I'm gonna tell you what, Marcus James helped Carl Albert out. When he first came over for Bishop McGinnis, man, I watched him last year. Bishop McGinnis, he was an okay, average kid. But I tell you, man,
what's that saying though? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, when you get, I mean, I'm telling you right now, man. That kid spot on number 1 the whole game.
Right.
And he hit number 1. I mean, I didn't know the kid could hit like that. I told him after the game.
Oh, man. You ain't taking him for nothing.
You was getting excited, man. Like I said, you were
like, ooh.
I mean, he was, man. Marcus James out there laying people out. I mean, I think the first play, Rodney kind of breaks back, cuts back, boom, hits him in a hole. I mean, and like I said, with LCB back, Coach Jones is very competitive. He's very, he's like I said, that game's a game that when you look at him and Mike Dunn, knowing each other, man, they, you could tell those guys changed. I'm not saying they changed a lot, but X-Rob ain't played.
Put a little sprinkle in it.
Yeah, they put a little sprinkle to what they already had. X-Rob, moving the linebacker at times. I mean, people say, well, he didn't do nothing. Well, it doesn't matter. You still got to look at the big guy sitting over there looking at you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's looking at you. You looking at him, and like, is he gonna come my way or what? So you still got to count for him. Right. Then you move number 7. You move number 7 from corner to free safety. He had 2 big picks in that game.
So now you got number 9's not on a 5'10", 5. You got 2 6-foot corners
going against each other. Right. They did some big things, man. You got to give it to Coach Dunn and the defensive side of the ball. I just think they wrote a good game plan. Didn't have to blitz a lot, but they got pressure on River. Trey Washington, like I said, he had 4 catches, 17 yards, one rush for 12 yards, and Tristan Haynes, the kid is getting recruited by everybody. I think he got exposed just a little bit by number 9. But
that's gonna happen though.
Number 9 is the best player,
on the field.
On the field, LaDainian Fields, man. I mean, he's the best player on the field. I kind of asked this question, to you guys earlier before we came on the show. Mm-hmm. TCU's on him hard, man, and I mean, he's already kind of committed to TCU, but I think people are starting to see who he is now. And I start with Ed, and I go to you, Jonah. If that's your son, like you guys asked me about Zoe, if that's your son, and he's committed to TCU, but you got OSU, and you're gonna have many more other people, OU, knocking on the door to come get him now. What do? Do you say he committed to TCU? Or do you say, hey, you know what, man, it's Oklahoma State. He got a chance to play in the SEC. If he stays with OU, then if he goes to Oklahoma State, he has a chance to play in the Big 12. Where OSU had a better season than TCU. TCU's young. And they played the national championship 2 years ago. I mean, what do you guys do?
I think it'd be tough. You have all these other schools going, but TCU, I mean, they're not a bad school, like football-wise and academic-wise. If I think it'd probably it'd be more so determined on my relationship or our relationship with the coaching staff. Yes, how they make us feel as a family, and like how, I mean, it's hard for me to speak on because I'm not a father yet, so I don't have those like thoughts or instincts. But
they say he's your nephew, though. I mean, say you're
I'm not even an uncle, so it's like.
I mean, that's.
But I think I'm a relational kind of guy, just by nature. So I think whoever I have the best relationship with, that's probably where my heart would lean. But also at the same time, I want to say that it's my son's decision, not mine. If that, if he feels good about his decision, whether it's TCU or OU, OSU, or if he wants to move, across the country and go play for a Michigan or Ohio State or something like that. If he has that opportunity for him, I mean that's his decision, that's his life, and I think I'd probably give him my spiel like, hey, this is how I feel, but I'd let him make his own decision.
Jonah?
Probably the same. At some point, I'm not the one going to class. I'm not the one going to practice. It's what he feels, but I'm going to give him, at the end of the day, it's more of a business deal. It's not a emotional type of deal to me. Like, what are your goals? Are you trying to get a degree, get a job? then you go to the school that has the better letterhead. If you're trying to go to the league, you're gonna go to the school that's gonna get you into the league. Me, if a team wasn't on me late, I mean, just like I approach it just like a job. As my resume gets bigger and bigger and bigger, more people are gonna come after me. My resume may not have been as big, or my resume may not have been out there. I mean, keep going back to you went to a school off Shields on 44th Street. No one knows where that school is. No one's going to know anything about you. You go to a bigger school, you get bigger.
I mean, you got the kids that went to Biggs, we got the kids that went to Grove last year, and people knew who they were.
Biggs and Grove are football schools. Southeast is not what is Southeast?
It's an art school.
Exactly. Now, if I'm going to apply for, I don't know.
I don't say that. I don't know what it is.
You get what I'm saying?
But I think if the player's a player, man, they're going to come find you.
Not necessarily. There's a million players that have to look at so much film that you ain't going to look at. The Brent Venables, I'm not just saying OU. I mean,
I think to get recruited nowadays, you have to have a social media presence.
You got to have all that stuff. You got to go to camp, social media,
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah.
Your parents got to do all this kind of stuff. It's not like when we were in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. You can't rely on your coach. That coach at Southeast probably didn't do one thing. He had 13. Well, I don't know how many. I keep saying 13
Maybe
players.
Five or six.
Whatever it was, 5, 6, 12, whatever, at Southeast. And I didn't hear nothing about these kids until they went to other schools.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving it open to the kid. If OU comes after me late, they come after me late. You can't make an emotional decision off of 4 years. It depends on where his head's at, what he's trying to do. Like he said, if he's trying to get a degree, then you go here. If you get me, I see him better fit at a SEC school versus a TCU.
But I
That's
think
just
that
my
most people
opinion.
recruit him as a defensive back. I mean,
I think he's better as a receiver.
I mean, yesterday we got to see he made 2 great picks. So,
Right.
You got to see a little bit of. A lot of people haven't really picked on him and threw his way. But Sperry said, "Hey, you know what? I'm Power 5, baby. I'm gonna come your way."
And what
times.
happened?
He picked him off. And 2 great picks too.
Right.
I mean, just reached out, wouldn't got him. I mean, one over the
But
head.
I think everybody's gonna go as a DB.
I just say, hey, you know what? Hell, let him be Travis Henry. What's his name?
Then he needs to go to Colorado. Then.
Nah, don't go there.
No,
Don't go there. What's the kid's name from? Is it Travis?
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter,
I mean, I think he's that type of kid. I mean, he really is.
Right.
Man. I think you give.
I
him
mean, if
some
you
snaps
turn on the
offense.
film, that's who you see.
I mean, that's who he is, man. The kid is, and the good thing about it, he's a great kid.
I'm not gonna limit myself because one school had me from day one. I get the loyalty, and they may have saw something before the other schools, but it's TCU.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna go to the Fortune 500 company, or are you just gonna go to a starter company?
I want that money.
Now he wants the money. Now he wants the money.
It's at the end of the day, I tried to pick my son's school when he was getting recruited for wrestling. I wanted him to go to OU. I wanted him to go to Little Rock. They were D1 schools. As a dad, I was all D1.
Right.
But
You're not
at
the
end
one
of
going to
day,
class and
he's-
practice.
That's it. And he's ahead of where he needs to be and doing a great job. Probably gonna get his master's. And he's also won a national championship ring. And he's an All-American. If he don't become an All-American again, he's an All-American. You can't take that from him. There's always gonna be on his resume. So, but when we was in Iowa, the last night we're all going out partying. They won the national championship. And he looks at me and goes, "Dad, did I make the right decision?" And I looked him in his eyes and I said, "Yeah, he did, because at the end of the day, it's his decision." As parents, we get caught up,
Right.
I mean, sometimes we're going to get caught up because we want our kids to wear that red and white or that orange and black or whatever school it is. But as you see, there's a lot of kids that go there, they don't ever make a name themselves, you got Donnie Stevens down there at Oklahoma State. You got Jeff Roberson at Oklahoma State, barely getting gained and playing special teams, been there 2 or 3 years. Sometimes you got to wait your turn, but, these kids these days are so anxious to get on the field, they don't wait their turn, so they get in the transfer portal. So he's got to make the decision that's best for him and his family, but also a coach that loves you. You want somebody to take care of your kid when you're not there. They're going to take care of your kid like it's their own kid. So that's the only advice I can get to any parent, because I know like Ethan don't have kids, Jonah's kids are still young. I do have kids that went to college. 2 daughters that cheered in college, and then Deshaun played at UCO.
But do they really love your kid, or are you just talking?
I think some coaches love you. I can honestly say Coach Stiley and Coach Shuterwood at UCO love my son.
Right, but I mean, how many people are on the wrestling squad?
It's 40 kids, but still,
Right.
but I mean, it doesn't matter. If I'm a coach, I'm gonna love every one of those kids. I'm gonna get to know every one of my players from the walk on to it. I think that's
Right.
it's
I mean,
a father figure.
you see that with Venables at OU.
I mean, you saw, man. That's a great man. E is right. But think about it, Jonah. We sat next to Venables yesterday. He was cool as hell, folks.
Right.
I don't think a lot of. I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm sending him to Saban. I'm sending him to Venables. I'm sending him those.
I mean,
type
Venables,
of coaches.
man. I mean, I thought Seth Luttrell. I thought
They stayed the whole game.
They stayed the whole game.
Pitchers,
even after the game,
hands, they act like normal people.
Act like normal people. Didn't have security. I mean, they did, man. I mean, and that's what I mean. If anybody could say this to these guys, man, those are class act coaches.
And then when I looked at them and I said,
you got high school coaches act like they're more stuck up than these damn dudes, man.
When he made that pick, when I woke up and I pointed to him, and they all 9 gave me a thumbs up. They're gonna ask. I mean, they're gonna offer.
I mean, and they should. LaDainian is the best player in the state of Oklahoma. I mean, he's up for Gatorade player. It's him. I think it's Rodney and his X-Rob. X-Rob might get the edge because he is a state champion.
X-Rob won it last year too.
Did he win Gatorade? I don't know who won it.
X-Rob won it last year.
But I will say, I mean, we've not say hated on X-Rob because I think he's a hell of a player. You don't go play power.
I don't say we hated him.
He had a heck of a game from what I heard.
He just needs to run like he ran.
Yesterday he ran. I'm telling you right now, DeMarco. I mean,
he ran like a 240 back. He wasn't running.
Man, I wish we can get it on film, and I probably will get it on film to you, E, and let you see it, man. He stiff armed the kid. Put his legs up on the kid and took a 75-yard. That was a dagger of the game, man, Right. But you could just kind of tell Del City was wild. They wasn't tackling. They was tackling high at that time.
I told them they didn't have depth.
And before we wrap this up, Coach Jones, I mean, congratulations. Don't have your head down.
He
come back.
Did a good job.
You did a great job this year, going 13-1 and taking a team that hasn't been to a state championship since 1976. And they've had some great teams with Benny Butler, Brock Zimmer and Woods, and then Paul Durham. And then you take a team you take this team to a state championship, and a lot of those guys showed up yesterday, and Del City brought the crowd, man. They came up short, but I think Coach Jones came up strong because now Del City Nation can see that, hey, man, this guy's a great guy to coach for. I think he adds a couple wrinkles to his deal. He's going to be able to go get quarterbacks and to come play for him. I thought the stands were just even. It wasn't all one dominant race or this and that. I think everybody came together. I think they brought it loud. They had a little.
That was a big momentum shift game.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute, that side was quiet, and this side was flexing, and it just switched.
But, Middale won. If anybody won yesterday, Middale won. Andy won, I mean, Andy had the toughest job of being an athletic director than having to be a dad at the same time,
Dad's always first.
I mean, and you got to say that, Dad's always first. I mean, I know some people might like it, some people might not, but at the end of the day, he's off on Saturday. So let him enjoy his his last game of his senior year. Be proud of his kid. Like I said, nobody's going to be happy. Somebody's going to be pissed off no matter what, win or lose the game. Somebody's going to be mad, I mean, if Carl Albert wins the game, Del City's mad a little bit. If Del City wins the game, Carl Albert's mad. Oh, they had River move in. They had the 2 South Keys move in. Well, y'all had kids move in too. Everybody has move-ins. But you know what? They've done a great job. I'm telling you right now, Carl Albert's done a great job with that.
Somebody had to lose.
Somebody had to lose. But Carl Albert's done a great job with that number 12. The James kid, I'm telling you right now, that kid, hey, OU, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody try to come after him too because.
Who, number 7?
Number 12.
12.
I mean, the way he played yesterday, he's a tight end. He's a linebacker. Man, I watched the kid, when he's at Bishop McGinnis, man, he didn't play like that. I'm just telling you, those coaches got him right. Even at the beginning of the year, I thought he played kind of lazy. And then once he kind of got in his groove and they got him going, man, he's tough. And Carl Albert's not going to fall off. Neither is Del City. They both got a lot coming back. Carl Albert probably got more of the skill guys coming back with Speary. Then the receivers. They got to find a running back, but the next man could be up is Delijah. It could be his turn.
X-Rob,
No, he's not an X-Rob, but he's a good slasher. But I mean, I always think Delijah also can be a great receiver. So. They're going to get kids to move in. It's a military base, so you're going to get kids to move in. It's a government base, so people's going to move in at both schools. Now people know, hey, my kid can go play at Del City and not, I mean, granted they had some stuff at the beginning of the year, but that wasn't at Del City. It just happened at the Del City game. But great game to both teams, man. Like I said, you got one more high school state championship game that'll take place this coming up Saturday. Be Millwood versus Washington. That'll be over at UCO at 1 o'clock.
You think Millwood gets him this year?
I think Millwood gets him this year. Jones fell short 35-36. If Jones has a field goal kicker, they probably win the ball game. But that's just the way it goes, though, man. I mean, but like I said, overall, man, I'm excited about what we've done. One last thing, man. A young man texted me earlier this morning. I'm going to give congratulations, man. He's going to take his talents to Nebraska. C.J. Simons, he hit me up this morning. Folks, that makes me feel good as a keeper 100 because when young men can, I'm not Red Sports Extra. I'm not Vipe. I'm not none of that. But I tell you, Jonah can tell you, we got a lot of love from people this weekend. Man, keep it 100, man. We like your show. And that makes me feel good because it shows me we are giving back to the fans and to the kids, though, man. I mean, we're about the kids, man. None three of us he's still in school. Jonah has a full-time job. I have a full-time job, but we do this because it's a hobby. But it makes me feel good when a young man can text me and say, hey, man, Tony, this is where I'm going. I don't talk to CJ every day, but I got to give him love because he picked the Cornhuskers. I thought he was going to Kansas the whole time. But he felt like, hey, that's where he wants to take his talent. So congratulations to him and his family. I told him when he does his signing, we'll like to be there. He's just a junior, so he still got some time. But, he said he wants to come back on the show. And guess what? Anytime you ask, you will receive. So we'll love to have you back on the show and talk some, going into your senior year and more, with Coach Bryant. So hopefully you guys can do some big things and make a run at that 6A big. So, guys, anything else?
No.
Nope.
No. It was a great football season. I know we have one more game left, but as we start to transition into basketball and wrestling, things like that, it was a great basketball season. Good luck, or just want to congratulate all the teams this year.
Yeah.
All the playoff teams, even the teams that didn't make the playoffs. Every season is its own lesson and its own blessing and everything. So, I just want to congratulate all the teams on a good football season. And and then now we're get into basketball and wrestling.
Yeah, we'll like I said, we'll kick that off. Hopefully next week we can have Katie. If not, get Katie. I will get a high school coach on. Jenny Jones. Jenny Mann or Jenny Holbrook. I'm saying her name all different ways. Over at Jones, Jenny Jones. Jenny Holbrook over at Jones. I'll get over there and try to go see her. I'm on vacation here in a week, so I'll probably go hit a couple different practices and bring you guys a couple little games live. Like I said, we'll probably go twice a month since it's wrestling and basketball. You can't get them all in. We'll try to cover some of the bigger games. And
How the Little Titans do?
The Little Titans?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they got beat.
No, the Little Titans.
What Little Titans?
Your daughter.
Oh, my fault. You gotta say Lady Titans, man.
I said the Little Titans.
Yeah, Lady Titans, man. I just lost the power on that, so we lost that. But the Lady Titans, man, they played the other night against Guthrie, 69 to 2. Damn. Like I said, they scored 427 points and only giving up 427 points and only giving up
how many games?
6 games. And they're only giving up 44 points. So,
how many games they have left?
They still probably got about 10 games. They got a tournament to
so
play.
So they're gonna get over 1,000 points.
They probably should. They have a tough game coming up, and we'll kick that one off. They have Midwest City versus Carl Albert. That Lady Titans. That'd be a good game. That'd be something I'm gonna pump up on Twitter and probably have some pictures taken them facing each other. That'd be a good game. The Lady Titans is become they're just a really good team, man. When you got the twins, you got Zoe and Siani, man. She hit a 3 the other day, man. Just you got a lot of good girls, Vanessa. So the balance of scoring. I think Zoe's best game this year so far has been 33.
She hit 30. She hit him for 33.
She hit 33. Actually, it's probably 35, but in my book, I had 33. But she's averaging almost 20 points a game. I think she had 24. She averages probably about 8 to 9 steals a game. The biggest thing I'm trying to teach her is not have down fouls, especially when you play against the Bombers. We're going to need you the whole game. But you got the chance to watch the game the other day. We got to just work on that jump shot. It looks good, but sometimes it's still kind of flat. But she's 13 years
tired.
old. She plays a lot. But Coach E and Coach Eddie and those guys, they've done a great job with this team. We got some people calling us out. I like it.
Who's calling y'all out? You score 400 some points.
Washington's called us out. Hare, I think they can play with us, but everybody think you can do something until you meet them live.
Will you ever get to play them?
We're going to Washington over Christmas break.
I'm saying.
Nah, everybody. Yeah, that's why
everybody talking.
They talking.
Yeah, okay.
They talking, but when it comes down to
as soon as you pull up to it, you gotta put a different name on the
yeah,
tournament.
Yeah. So, like I said, they'll play in the Chickasha tournament.
What did Mike Tyson say? What does he say all the time? It's all fun and games. You got to get in the ring.
Yeah, it's all fun and games. You got to get in the ring. But like I said, she'll start kicking off her AAU stuff, man. But like I said, it's fun. That 7th grade boys team is good to watch too, though. So you ever get a chance, that 2029, and we'll start getting into more of the 2029 kids and getting their names out there, and you know, like I said, my nephew playing, you know, running back, defensive back, linebacker. Start to push those guys, man. People need to start finding who they are, because 2 years from now they're gonna be in high school, Elijah and their crew. So you gotta start talking about those young men. So, but get us out of here, man. Another great show, another great high school football season, man. Is in the books. Like I said, we got 1 game left. Congratulations to all the coaches, all the players. The biggest thing is staying healthy, staying out of trouble, and keeping them grades is the most important thing. And transfer only just 2 times. We out.
See you.
Give us thumbs up.